Hello, I'm your teacher, Mr. Pacitti, and this is my classroom here in Brooklyn, New York, so put away your mobile phones, put away your leopard print jackets, it's time to concentrate, it's time to study. This is SmackDown Live, and this is Graded. Kicking things off with The Miz and Maryse. The Miz, of course, fresh off of his SummerSlam win to Daniel Bryan. The Miz grabs a mic and he announces that with utmost sadness, he has to announce his retirement. His retirement from ever facing Daniel Bryan again. Fantastic stuff. Off to a great start. Miz says that he did exactly what he said he was going to do, and that's beat Daniel Bryan, ending their 8-year rivalry. And not only does The Miz have the hardest punch in the WWE, but he also has the hardest punch in the entire arena. Honestly, a tremendous performance from Miz here. Out comes Daniel Bryan on the ramp with a mic, and he says coward quite a lot. Coward! 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 Daniel says that he did exactly what he said he was going to do. He said that he was going to come out of retirement, and he did. He said that he was going to punch The Miz in the face, and he did. And then he says that The Miz is nothing more than a wannabe Hollywood star cosplaying as a wrestler. Sam, can I get some of those fire emojis? Because that was lit. I turned 30 yesterday. Maryse then says that Daniel may want to change his name from Daniel Bryan to Daniel Bella. Oh no, you didn't. And then Brie Bella runs out and punches Miz in the face. And then the match is set up for Hell in a Cell, Daniel Bryan and Brie Bella versus The Miz and Maryse. A really terrific opener here with great work from both Daniel Bryan and The Miz. This lasted about 10 minutes, but it flew by, and a big part of that is because everything was so concise. There was no fluff, there was no padding. It was just to the point, and it was all fantastic. And I can't really find any fault with this one. You know, Brie's return was great. The Miz winding up the crowd was great. Daniel Bryan impassioned and intense, and it continues to be brilliant. And this one, from me, gets an A. I can't wait for the mixed tag match at Hell in a Cell. I'm really excited for that. It's another chapter in the story that is Daniel Bryan versus The Miz. And at this point, I'm really fascinated to see how they're going to get this to Mania, which I fully believe that they are going to do. Next up, Jeff Hardy versus Randy Orton, and this rivalry reached fever pitch at SummerSlam when Randy Orton, following Jeff Hardy's match with Shinsuke Nakamura, walked down the ramp and then turned around and walked back up it to the back. You know when you walk in a room and then you forget why you walked in? It sort of looked like that. Nice enough little match which ends after Jeff Hardy hits Randy Orton in his Viper cock, after Randy Orton grabs Jeff's ear again, remember that, fingering the old ear, and then Jeff loses his temper, boots him in the gonads, and that's a DQ, and after the match, Jeff Hardy lays Randy Orton out and swanton bombs him through a table. If I was judging this on the match itself, it would just get a C, but I like the post-match attack, I like the idea that Jeff has absolutely lost it, and so this one gets a B from me. But if this leads to Jeff Hardy doing a swanton bomb off the top of a cell, just don't do it, Jeff. We already love you. You don't need to. Don't kill yourself. Backstage with The Bar, who say that they want whoever wins tonight's main event, the Bludgeon Brothers versus the New Day for the SmackDown Live tag titles, enter Gallows and Anderson, who I literally forgot were on SmackDown. Some great funny British shtick from Gallows, some great lovely abs from Anderson, and the match is set up for next week, The Bar versus the Good Brothers. Back to the ring, and speaking of people we forgot were on SmackDown, it's Naomi! And tonight she is taking on Peyton Royce. So Peyton and Billy come down the ramp and they run down the Brooklyn crowd, they run down Naomi, and sure, these two aren't winning many matches at all, but I'm glad that still week on week they're being given the opportunity to showcase their characters. I think that's a really good thing and a really important thing, and fingers crossed when the women's tag division is properly set up and there are tag titles in place and all that, they're given something proper to do. Another quick match here, Naomi shoving Billie Kay face first into the ring post, and then Peyton Royce grabs Naomi and throws her face first into the ring post, picking up a win and a very average C grade. Genuinely thought that this match was happening to give Naomi a cheap win and essentially just remind the audience that Naomi actually exists, so that when the Becky Charlotte feud is over, whoever wins that has somebody of note to beat, but no, apparently not. Anyway, it's good to see Naomi back on TV. Oh, and favourite part of the match was Peyton attacking Naomi in the corner, and then Charles Robinson says, "Get out the corner," and Peyton goes, "I'm not in the corner." And little Nate just looks on and, you are in the corner, clearly. Tickled me. To the ring again, and out comes Becky Lynch, who looks really bloody serious after attacking Charlotte following their triple threat match at SummerSlam. She says that when Charlotte won at SummerSlam, the fans got out of their seats and applauded her. Which just isn't true. I get that the WWE do like to rewrite history, but this was pissing 2 days ago. I'm interested to see what heel Becky can do, I really am, but the more I think about the decision to turn her heel, the more I think that it was perhaps a foolish one. I know it's early days, but you had all of this momentum heading into SummerSlam. You could have had a huge Becky Lynch moment, and it feels like that momentum was wasted somewhat. And you could have just had Charlotte turn heel on Becky during the match, pick up the win, and then Becky would have still been this underdog, this favourite. She is still the favourite, but you know, Charlotte works better as a heel. I don't know, I'm feeling conflicted about this at the moment. And a lot of that comes down to this promo. This was Becky's chance to solidify the heel turn, which she did, but for all the wrong reasons. That's my problem here. This just doesn't make sense. What they've essentially done is turn Charlotte into a female Roman Reigns, where fans are going to be booing her despite the fact that she is the babyface. And then you put Becky in this absolutely awful, awkward situation where she has to say that fans were booing her at SummerSlam, which we know not to be true, and also that the fans aren't behind her now when they're behind her, literally going pissing mental. It makes no sense. Anyway, out comes Charlotte, who attacks Becky, and then Paige comes out and has to call down the entire SmackDown Live women's roster to try and calm things down. This gets an F, which pains me to do because I thought Becky's delivery was good and I actually really enjoyed the scuffle at the end, but this was just insulting to our intelligence. This is the stupidest way you could have presented this feud. Just have Becky come out and be pissed off with Charlotte for something unreasonable. Don't have her come out and be pissed off with the fans when they're clearly in her corner and have been for months. This was baffling, utterly baffling. Or maybe just don't turn someone heel when they're obviously going to be cheered anyway. Just listen to the fans. Literally listen to the fans. Listen to the audience. It's clueless. Anyway, next up it's a SummerSlam rematch. Andrade, Cien, Almas and Zelina Vega taking on Rusev and Lana. And you know what I said yesterday about Lana having improved massively in the ring? Not so much on last night's episode of SmackDown. She was pretty sloppy, but clearly still committed to improving. Once again, Almas continues to impress in ring. That spinning elbow was a thing of beauty, and that's what Almas does. Every week he'll do something that makes himself really stand out. Very, very clever indeed. The finish comes when Almas grabs a chair, looks to get in the ring with it, but Aiden English grabs the chair. Almas gets back in. Rusev match kick, accolade. Your winners, Rusev and Lana. 50-50. An okay match, which gets a C from me. I want this to be over now, really, but now they're one apiece. I guess this is going to continue probably to the Hell in a Cell pre-show as well. I just want Rusev to be doing better things. I want Andrade Almas to be doing better things. I think Rusev is probably going to go and feud with Aiden English for a bit. They're being presented as babyface again. It's different every week. I don't know what to make of it. I'm still pissed off about Becky. Sorry. To ringside now for an exclusive interview with WWE Champion AJ Styles, and AJ says that at SummerSlam Samoa Joe went too far, and next time Samoa Joe mentions his family, he's going to rip his heart out. Then suddenly Joe, out of nowhere, chokes out AJ Styles with the Coquina clutch, and then he picks up a mic and says, "Hey Wendy, looks like AJ won't be coming home to tuck the kids in tonight because Daddy's already gone night-night." Big fan. This gets an A from me, which shows just how effective it was, considering it only lasted for a few minutes. Samoa Joe being presented as the unstable, complete psychopath that he should be presented as. He's a total badass. AJ still as the family man. This rivalry is probably my favourite in the whole of the WWE right now. So intense, so personal, and it's just so perfect for Hell in a Cell. AJ Styles versus Samoa Joe in a cell. Yes, please. Backstage now with Paige and Carmela. Enter R-Truth. R-Truth says that Carmela has been ducking and dodging him for weeks and that he is going to pin her. This was very funny stuff. Eventually, the match is set up for next week. Not R-Truth versus Carmela, I should point out. Carmela gets her rematch next week. It's Carmela one-on-one with Charlotte in a match that Carmela is going to lose because this is all about Charlotte and Becky, who the fans don't care about, remember? So good luck, Carmela. I'm actually quite happy to see Carmela take a reduced role now. I think she's had an alright reign. I think her character work's been really good, but now is the time for her to take that step back. Main event time, and it's another SummerSlam rematch, this time for the SmackDown Live Tag titles, the Bludgeon Brothers versus the New Day in a no disqualification match, and this was fantastic. Let's just get it out the way. New tag team champions, baby! I can't do it as well as him. The match itself was a fun one, giving it a B+. The Bludgeon Brothers almost immediately taking the match outside, then getting weapons involved. There were some really great spots. The crucifix bomb on the ladder was especially good, as was Rowan going through the barricade at ringside. And then they lost. Kofi hits Harper with the mallet, Trouble in Paradise, then Woods with the elbow drop off the rope, through the table, 1, 2, 3. The crowd go absolutely cocking mental for this. Good stuff. This felt like an Attitude Era match, complete chaos throughout, and then a big title change to close the show. It was brilliant, and I've seen so many fans complaining, hey, this should have happened at SummerSlam. You know what? No, there were enough title changes at SummerSlam, and this made SmackDown feel massive this week, and just shut your mouths, jerks. Final grade for this episode of SmackDown is a B-. AJ Joe was great, Miz Bryan was great, Bludgeon Brothers New Day was great, but this was dragged down by the horrible booking of Becky Lynch, and I've tried not to let it factor too much, but I don't like my intelligence being insulted, and nor should you. Let's finish with a joke, shall we? How does the Big Show like his steak prepared? Well... So that's all from me. Thanks for watching, and you can follow me on Twitter here. If you enjoy what we do here at Cultaholic, you can pledge to our Patreon. That's patreon.com/Cultaholic. And most importantly, don't forget to hit subscribe and join us.